Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, KGFL Creations. My name is Karen. Today I want to do a pattern review of Butterick B6758, which is the dress that I'm wearing right now. It's a nice little dress, so let's get into it. Butterick B6758 has two pattern variations. It has view A and view B. I made view A, but I did lengthen the skirt a little bit. That's one of the changes that I made. So view A, which is the one that has the little cuff sleeve right here. The other one, view B, doesn't have that, and it has the ruffle at the bottom, and it's a little bit longer. This pattern comes in sizes 6 to 22. And it has two envelopes. I got the envelope for the size 14 to 22, and I made size 20 here at the top, and I graded down to a size 22 for the waist and hips. That's what I did. The fabric that this pattern calls for is cotton blends, linen, crepe, challis. And it says this, it is unsuitable for obvious diagonals. Notions, it calls for 5/8 of yard of 3/8 inch elastic and 9 1/2 inch buttons. I used 10 buttons for this dress, and I'll tell you why in a little bit when I talk about the changes that I made to this pattern. It also calls for interfacing, and the fabric that you need for, I'm just gonna say the biggest size here for the longer skirt on a 60-inch wide fabric, you need 2 yards and 2 5/8 yards for the longer dress with that ruffle. If you're making view A, the size 22, you need 2 1/4 yards of fabric. I used a little bit more than that because I did lengthen the skirt a little bit, so I did use a little bit more fabric for this. This pattern, as you can see, has a nice V-neck. Mine is not as deep because I did change up here. It has a V-neck, it has a button-down closure, it has a tie-up right here for you to cinch the waist. It has elastic here in the back with a tie here up in the front, and it does have a sewn in closure right here, so everything is enclosed, this little tie-up right here. This pattern says that it's easy, B6758. Is it that easy? Well, if you know how to make the buttonholes, I would say it's easy. But other than that, maybe a advanced beginner, if you have done buttonholes before, if you can do it on your machine. Like me, when I had trouble with the buttonholes last week, that I had all that bunching at the bottom. I will insert a couple of pictures here for you guys to see what happened when I was making the buttonholes on this dress. This pattern has 16 pattern pieces, but it depends on which view you make. You're not going to use all of these pattern pieces. I did use, well, the bodice here, it's just one size. I mean, one pattern piece for both views. This skirt has 2 different pattern pieces. I noticed that view A, the hip measurement, the finished garment measurement, it's a little bit narrower than view B. So what I decided to do, I used view B skirt, and at the hem, I used that edge of view A. So I just took it, I lengthened the skirt a little bit, like I said, and I took view A and I put it on top of pattern piece of view B, the skirt pattern piece, and I cut doing that one little bit at the bottom. So I did use pattern piece B for the skirt front and back, which gave me more room at the hips. As you can see, it's very nice and roomy. because I measured the skirt, the measurement that it shows on the pattern piece, they are different by about, I would say maybe 2 or 3 inches. It's nice difference from the two. So that's what I did with this one here. Now let's talk about the changes that I made to this pattern. The V here, I raised it a little bit because looking at the pictures, to me, it was really, really low. And some of the videos that I saw online, some of the pictures that I saw, it was a bit too low for me. So I did raise it a little bit. I did raise 2 inches. Right here, I raised it 2 inches. And then from here, I just did like this, going that way. So it gave me a little bit higher right here. And doing that, instead of having to use 9 buttons, I ended up using 10 buttons, because up here, if you look at the picture, it's only 3 buttons up into the waist, and I have 4 because I added a little bit of length right here and I needed an extra button. So that's one of the changes that I made to the top. And like I said, I did make a change to the skirt. I added about 2 inches to the length because from the picture, to me, was right above the knee, and I did not want that. I don't like skirts that are too short, and I added it, and it's just enough, just perfect for me. Now, did I have any problems with this pattern? I did. I had 2 problems. Some things did not match. This is the skirt right here. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. If not, then I'll take a picture. The notches match perfectly. Right here, there's a notch, and there's a notch right here. What doesn't match is the little round where you're supposed to sew the pocket. The front and the back, they don't align. One is higher than the other. So which one do you use to sew the pocket? So I had to choose one of those because it did not align. I don't think you can see it. But yeah, that was a weird one for me. They did not align. Also, the construction of the pocket, it's a little bit different from what I have done in the past from some other patterns that I have seen, that I have sewn in the past. This was a little bit different, and it gives a little bit more, it's folded in a different way, and to me, it gives a little bit more bulk here on the side. So, I don't know. I'm still thinking about this, and yeah, it's a little bit different. So it gives a little bit more bulk here to the side. Another pattern piece that did not match, the shoulder here, the notches did not match. They were off by about 1/4 inch. And yeah, but I just kind of like put them as close as I could. But they did not match. They were off by like 1/4 inch. So I don't know. I don't know what was happening with this pattern, but it happens, I guess. Another problem that I had with this pattern was the elastic guide. They give you an elastic guide for you to cut because the tie here, it's attached to the elastic, and you put the whole thing through the casing here. The elastic is supposed to be somewhere here in the back, but to me, that thing was way too big. And I had to cut maybe this much of the elastic because it was way too big. And still, I can still pull this a little bit. It's still a little bit loose. Could be maybe the elastic that I used, it was a bit loose or something, not sure. But yeah, that elastic guide, it was a bit too big for me, so I had to change that. Now the big question is, will I make this pattern again? Butterick B6758. I would say yes. Yes, I would make this again. Perhaps the next time I will make the other view. I do like this little sleeve piece here. I don't think I would make it without this because to me it would be a bit too high up here for view B. I think view B, it's a little bit more formal dress, you know, with the ruffle at the end. It looks really, really pretty. I would do that again. I don't know if next time I will do the pockets the same way. Perhaps I will do it a little bit differently. the way that I've known how to do it. I've done it many times and in other patterns. I think I prefer that one. So I would make it a little bit different. But up here, it looks really, really nice. This has a facing, which it tends to want to do that. But once I put it on, it does not turn. It's just when it's hanging on the hanger, it kind of like wants to do some weird things. It wants to twist. But other than that, it fits really, really nice. I really, really liked what I did, bringing it a little bit higher instead of being a little bit lower. To me, it's just perfect. So I would say, yes, I would do this again. It is a nice pattern. I do like Butterick patterns. This is not the first time that I make a dress out of a Butterick pattern. I don't remember which one it was, but I'll put it down here. It was last year I made another dress. It was a Butterick too, and that one fit really, really well. I also made a shirt for my daughter, which was also a Butterick, and that one also was a big thumbs up. So I would say, yes, I would make this pattern again. If you guys have any questions, just put them down on the comments below. Anything you want to ask about this, about the fabric. Don't know if I mentioned, maybe I did on my last video, this was the fabric that came on my Think Pink subscription box number 33, and it is a 100% viscose. All right, so if you have any questions, just put on the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you on this. If you liked this video, please hit that like button below, and if you can also subscribe, it will mean a lot to me. I will see you on the next one. Happy sewing, everybody. Bye.